Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at uranium energy. It is time for another update, and on this chart we are still tracking, for any of you who might be new, this series of 3-1-2 setups that have formed, and now we are looking to develop the larger third wave to the upside that would back up the previous assumptions with this series of 1-2 setups basically. And internally within this wave 3, unfortunately, we do not have a clearly impulsive structure. This could either end up being a wave, an additional larger wave 1 that would be building in this area to the upside, and we have the white scenario to be tracking this idea. Other than that, it could end up being in a completely different count of the entire chart. It could end up being an ending diagonal in a wave C, but the thing is, it cannot be a third wave itself, where this would be a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, something like this cannot work out, because the internals here, the latest developments of the internal structure in this area, is within a diagonal pattern. So at best it could be a wave 1 and we could get a wave 2 correction. So we are tracking this idea in the blue interpretation, and that would actually imply quite an explosive upside afterwards in a wave 3, because it would technically imply that this entire movement to the upside is a series of 1-2 setups that have formed. Yeah, so like, what is it, 5 6 7 1-2 setups? I'm not even gonna count, but yeah, it's an insane amount, an amount that might suggest this is quite unrealistic, right? And yeah, but who knows, if it works out, we may see a very strong third wave that would follow to the upside and would allow us to build the larger structure, where yeah, we may reach the ideal target here within the wave 3, which yeah, internally within this 1-2 setup, it's not necessarily the highest, but if we count this larger 1-2 setup, the ideal target in this case would end up being the 138.2% extension. The $133 level, yeah, around that area would be the ideal target for the larger wave 3. Now, in a more realistic approach, we might see, yeah, here either a wave 1 or a wave C, as I just mentioned, and within this structure we have so far completed a wave 1, a wave 2, a third wave up, and we would now be in a correction in wave 4, where we would still expect, of course, continuation to the upside in a fifth wave, and we will have a 5-wave structure in that case. But yeah, afterwards we would probably need to look for a larger correction. And for such an idea, for a wave 4 correction that right now is unfolding, we would be looking at support in the area between the $13.7 level all the way down to the $9 level. And as long as we hold this 61.8% retracement, we do still have a chance of forming a fifth wave, a reversal to the upside to new all-time highs. Now, so far we did reach the area of support. We do also have internally completely overlapping the blue support zone, which is between the $13.8 level all the way down to the $10.6 level. And yeah, this would allow a third wave to still develop if we fall below the 78.6% retracement. It technically is still possible to form a wave 3 as long as we don't break below the beginning of this wave 1, right around the $9.2 level. But yeah, it would become increasingly less likely that this scenario would really end up developing. Now, within this wave 4, in the previous video, I pointed out that yeah, we got actually an extension of this wave C within this larger wave 3, and we adjusted this support zone, and I pointed out that I am mostly looking here for a correction in an ABC pattern that would be developing in this area. And so far within this idea, we have developed what does seem to be an initial A wave down, a B wave up, and now I'm looking at a possible C wave to the downside, right? Other counts are possible, but this is the most likely interpretation at the moment. And excuse me, I need to let my cat out. All right, and with this interpretation, I would like to see still another low within this wave C, and I'm not suggesting that it is a clear completion of the correction once we even get it. It is possible, however, and in that case I would be looking to find resistance. Actually, let's add an internal count first. So here I would consider a wave 1 down, a wave 2 up, a third wave down, and here a fourth wave, and then continuation in the fifth wave to the downside. Clearly, this would develop as a diagonal structure. And in this case, I would be looking to find resistance in the area between the $13.2 level all the way up to the 61.8% retracement at the $14.3 level, which we seem to have maxed out. And in this case, I would either expect to invalidate this pattern or complete here the fifth wave to the downside, which personally I find preferable at the moment. The count would look better, the structure would look better with an additional low. But other interpretations are indeed possible, where it is not necessarily needed to form this fifth wave. It doesn't matter too much in this small time frame. I would prefer, as I just mentioned, another low, but we had here structural resistance in the area where we bottomed here in the wave 3. We might get in this fifth wave to the downside somewhere probably around the next structural resistance area between like the $12.5 level down to the 12.3, maybe even lower. I'm not going to try to guess on such a small time frame on such a small count, but also an ideal target I can give you for this wave C, unless we have already reached it, which we did, is the 100% extension of the wave A. But I suppose we could look next for the $12 level at the 123.6% extension. And for now, there isn't much else to add. If we manage to break above the fourth wave top here, we could look for a more general area of resistance for something like a completion here. In our initial movement to the downside, we could consider it a larger ABC to be developing in this area, and in that case I would be watching out the area between the $14.4 level all the way up to the $16.5 level. And if we manage to break above that, unfortunately this isn't a zigzag pattern, which does have more heavy implications, breaking above the 78.6% retracement, but it would still be a good initial sign that we may have actually found a bottom in this area. But right now I don't necessarily expect to have formed a bottom just yet within this wave 4. Okay, it did reach the area of support. It does have a 3-wave structure, so technically it did fulfill the minimum expectations. But I find it preferred to extend for a little bit longer, maybe a little bit lower. And for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.